we are in the QBO gym, and this is where we have numerous hands-on exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Each month covers a variety of new topics and scenarios, and to make it a little bit easier for you, we break it down into 4 different sections. So if you were looking to work on your bookkeeping skills, this is the place for you. And if you want to do an entire month's worth of these all on your own, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. But let's go ahead and get into today's exercise, which is being pulled from our October Year 1 cardio section. At the top here is an animated video to give you a synopsis of what is going on in Craig's world this month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive pre-assessment quiz that relates to the video up above. Below that are the exercises in this section. And at the bottom here is an optional area where after you have gone through all of the exercises in this section and completed them, you will unlock some sample marketing posts that you can use on your LinkedIn to share with everyone what you have learned so far. So let's dive into today's exercise where we are going to practice invoicing delayed charges. Go ahead and click on that link to have the exercise pull up for you. I have it here on the right side of my screen, so let's read through the scenario. Craig and John did some landscaping work last month for Video Games by Dan. While there, Dan shared with Craig some of the health struggles he's been going through. Craig offered to delay last month's charges to give Dan a little extra time. But since then, Craig hasn't been able to contact Dan. Craig asked you to go ahead and release the current invoices from the delayed charge and add a one-time 15% discount on the installation charges. Now, you will need to be in the sample company to do this exercise. If you are not sure how to get into the sample company or get your own free QBOA account, be sure to click on the link in the description. I have the sample company here on the left side of my screen. This is the dashboard and what it will look like once you have signed in. So let's go ahead and get started with the exercise. A delayed charge is a helpful tool for bookkeepers and businesses to track work that's already been performed but will be billed to the customer later. Because it's a non-posting transaction, it doesn't immediately affect the financial statements until it is converted into an invoice. Craig used it as a tool to provide some leniency to a long-time customer for an isolated circumstance. You may see it more commonly with consultants or designers that have multiple sessions with a client throughout a month or other period of time, and then they group those charges together and bill for all of those sessions combined at the end of the month. There are a number of ways to create an invoice that shows delayed charges. The following is only one of those ways. So let's go ahead and get to Video Games by Dan, his customer profile. So from the left navigation bar, we're going to hover over sales and then select customers. So the left navigation bar is this black bar here. Customers and leads is halfway down. Hover over that and select customers. And then we're going to scroll down until we find Video Games by Dan and then select it. So this is in alphabetical order, so his name will be right here towards the bottom. Go ahead and click on it once you do. And when you do, you will see his profile will appear here for you. If you happen to get any pop-ups like this, just go ahead and click out of them. They're just extra informational pop-ups from QBO. I'm also going to collapse this bar right here by clicking on the 3 lines and the arrow, just so I can see my screen a little bit better. Feel free to do the same thing, or you can leave it open if you would like. So here you will see all of the current charges for Dan right here. You can choose to include some of them, but for the purpose of this exercise, send all of them in one invoice. So next to date, we're going to click the checkbox. So it's this one on the top here. And by doing this, it will simultaneously select both of these charges. Now we want to click on batch actions here, and then we want to go ahead and create an invoice. So click on that. And when you do, you will see, once it comes up, here is that invoice. It's already started. It's included both of those charges. So double check the invoice for accuracy before adding the discount. There are a few different ways you can apply a discount in QBO. One way is to use the discount percent field. However, this would apply to the entire invoice, and Craig is only giving a discount on the installation charges, so that won't be very useful in this situation. And just so you know, here is that discount percent box right here. If we're applying it to the entire invoice, this would be one way that we could actually do that. But it doesn't work for this situation. Another option would be to discount the sale price of the individual products. The downside of this is that the only record of the discount would be on this particular invoice. If Craig offered offered discounts to multiple clients, there would be no concrete way to track how much of his business he is giving away in discounts. So the best way for this situation is to add a discount line item. So here's how we're going to do it. On the third line under product service, we're going to type discount and then click plus add discount. So here's that third line in the product service field. Go ahead and click into it and go ahead and just start typing discount. It is currently not a product or service, so we're going to add it by clicking on this plus add new. And when you do, you will get this pop out right here. Now, this is going to be a service, so go ahead and click on that. And then in the income account field, we're going to select discounts given. Now, as you can see here, the name is already filled out because we started typing it here in this product and service field. So it's already pulled it over here. We're going to go to this income account field and click into it. You can either start scrolling or you can do what I'm doing, which is just going to be typing in discounts so that I can have the account pull up much quicker. So once you find it, go ahead and click on it. We're going to leave everything else as is and then go ahead and click on the green Save and Close button. And now you can see that that line item has been added here. So in that product service field, if it's not already pre-selected here, make sure that you have selected discount. In the description field, let's go ahead and add in 15% courtesy discount. So click into that and then go ahead and type that. Now, it's always a good idea if you can to add a description here because it will show up on the invoice and it will just help the customer understand what that particular line item is for. And it looks like my discount has disappeared as soon as I did that. So if that happened to you, make sure you go back and you click on discount so it shows up here. And now it has deleted my 15% courtesy. I have a feeling this is probably just a glitch in a sample company. So make sure that discount is selected and that you have the description here as well. In the quantity field, we're going to enter the percentage amount as a decimal, which would be 0.15. So to convert a percentage to a decimal, you would just divide your percentage by 100. So if we're going to have a 15% discount, we would do 15 divided by 100, which equals 0.15. So go ahead in that quantity field and type 0.15. In the rate field, we're going to enter the total dollar amount of the item that we are discounting as a negative number. So for this invoice, it's going to be a negative 300 because again, he is discounting for this installation, which is a total of 300. So in the rate field, let's go ahead and type a negative 300. If you hit the tab key over, you will see that QBO is automatically making that percentage calculation for us. So as you tab out, yep, QBO will do the math for you. Dan's invoice now shows should now show negative $45 in the amount field, reflecting that $45 discount. So that's why it's important to make sure that this is a negative 300, because if you left it as 300, it would be a positive number, and we're trying to do a discount, so we're taking money away. In the tax field, we want to uncheck this checkbox. We should probably enter or edit the discount product at some point to make it non-taxable, but for this exercise, we're just going to do it on the invoice individually. So when we had created that discount service, there is another area on there that you can edit whether it is going to be a taxable item or non-taxable. Discount is a non-taxable item, and so we would have made that adjustment. Probably would be a good idea if we use this discount service a lot in the future. So we're good here. All we need to do now is just click on Save and Close. Now, in a real life scenario, you could select Save and Send, but since we can't actually send invoices in the sample company, we're just going to Save and Close. So click the down arrow, select Save and Close. And now that now that you have done that, the invoice has now been saved, and we can see it has now been added here. If you look closely, the invoice is complete, and both delayed charges are now marked as converted, which means that they have been included in an invoice. In addition, now that the delayed charges have been invoiced, the open balance has decreased by $45, which is the total amount of the discount. So that 330 is matching the invoice of 330, which had that discount applied to it. And that's how you invoice for delayed charges. Now, if you like this exercise and you'd like to do more like it, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. We're going to continue on, and if you want to join, be sure to leave this session of the sample company open, as you will need it for the next exercise where we practice adjusting inventory. And I will see you in the next video.